Hi, this is our health coaching call. It's August 14th and Wednesday, August 14th. And I was starting to write down notes for what I wanted to coach about tonight and teach you guys about. And I'll tell you the direction that I went in, and then I completely changed direction. And then I just stopped what I was doing. But I'm going to tell you where I started because um, I want to paint you a picture of where my heart space is at. And it's weird, and I'm going to share this with you guys because you're my friends and you get me. It's weird because I have no idea what's going to come out of my mouth. Literally none. Okay. So this is like a God moment. All right. So I started writing down on my piece of paper one of the biggest reasons that women have a hard time losing weight. That's what I wanted to talk about tonight. And my focus was not going to be on food. It was not going to be on lack of exercise. It was not going to be on stress and not sleeping. All the things that I've coached before on why it's difficult to lose weight. And all those things are important and they matter and they will 100% contribute to weight loss, healthy metabolism, balanced health. Absolutely. They all contribute. But there's something that I would there's something that people don't speak often enough about, and it's our environment and our relationships. This is the direction I was going. Now I'm gonna stop here for a second, but this is not the actual topic that came to me that I'm really gonna talk about. I'm just taking you through the process of what I was thinking. So I'm like, okay, I don't want to coach the same things. I don't want to talk about the same stuff. I mean, how many times can you hear about broccoli for breakfast? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know it. You know to eat a green vegetable with your breakfast, and you should be mindful of your sleep. And like we know that stuff, Megan. Okay, but I don't often speak about our environment and our relationships with people because when you start talking about weight loss and you start talking about dieting and health routines, daily habits, all that stuff, um, no one ever talks about the person or the woman who is actively doing her best to eat healthier, to exercise, be mindful of her sleep, trying to take care of yourself better. However, your home is a toxic environment, or your work is a toxic environment, or the relationships that we have with people are unhealthy. And not to paint like a very dark picture. That's not where I'm going with this, okay? Let me turn it around. There are things that are in our everyday life that 100% affect our weight and our health. 100%. And for women, we are very, very good at getting through. We're very, very good at figuring it out. We are very good at getting it done because people are depending on us to get things done. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know, like, I'm trying to paint you a picture. And the reason why I wanted to talk about environment and relationships is specifically because we talk a lot here about our health journey being a lifestyle, right? We're not just, eating less food to lose weight. We're not just exercising to fit into a size 4. We're not doing all of this, putting all this effort into everything just to reach the number on the scale as quickly as we possibly can, the way that we have before. Most of us are here really working on repairing our metabolism and repairing our health, along with going through a healing process of our emotions, our mindset, how we care for ourselves, how we love ourselves. Like it's this is a whole health moment that we're having here together, right? But I've never talked about when we are intentionally trying to break that hold of diet culture, and we're trying to unlearn everything that we have been taught since we have been very, very little. And we're embracing this new concept, this new idea of this is lifestyle. This is a new way of me taking care of myself, like forever, right? Like these habits that I'm learning are really empowering me to depend on myself, to love and nourish myself first from the inside out. Does this make sense what I'm saying, everybody? But I don't talk enough about how lifestyle also includes the environment that we live our lives in. Does this make sense what I'm saying? The environment that we live our lives in is equally as important as the foods that you eat, how you move your body, drinking your water, minding your stress, getting your sleep, because there are more aspects to health than just physical. There's more than just physical. But this is not even a topic that I want to talk about. This is how I came to the topic that I want to talk about because I started thinking to myself, okay, let's think about environment, Megan. Like, if one of the biggest reasons it's difficult for women to lose weight is because of her environment, what could potentially be in someone's environment that could be detrimental to a woman's health and her weight? Now, I'm not going to say specifically, I'm not going to say someone's spouse or children or family, or, maybe you don't have enough money and you're stressed about how you're going to keep the electric on. Or, I'm telling you to eat vegetables with every meal, but you literally have $20 this week to eat. But you would never say that to me because you're trying to figure it out, because that's what women are good at, right? We're good at like taking what we have and making it work somehow, right? And when we talk about and we are embracing this whole new concept of taking care of ourselves is a lifestyle of prioritizing loving ourselves first from the inside out. We must also have a conversation of the things that directly affect our ability to take care of ourselves, which is our environment and or relationships that we have with people. And relationships is an actual aspect of health. And so I started thinking about this, and I wrote this on a piece of paper. You know, the biggest reason that women have why women have a hard time losing weight. And I wrote down environment and relationships. And I just thinking to myself, if you are trying to eat healthy, but your husband is totally against it, that's a hard environment to try to maintain a daily habit with. If you are trying to create a schedule, a daily habit of moving your body every day, but you have a fear of waking other people up in your house in the morning, that might stop you from working out because that affects your daily habit, right? If um, your significant other or other people in your household are used to, and it's part of your family dynamic to watch TV loudly until 1 o'clock in the morning. How are you supposed to go to bed at 10 o'clock all of a sudden? Right? Like there's things that contribute to making it more difficult for women to lose weight, balance your health, and be in control of your health by creating the lifestyle. But then I was sitting here thinking to myself, environment and relationships. And it led me to like relationships. And I started thinking to myself, you know, there are a lot of things that women are in control of within your household, right? There's a lot of things that women are in control of within your own household. But there are a lot of things within the household that women are not in control of. And if you're, I don't want to, I'm just gonna say it. No, I'm saying it from love because this is not my experience. But if you have a traditional background and you follow order, meaning, God, your husband, you, your children, or like, or you live in a household where like your husband's the head of the household and that's just it, and or anything like that. I have nobody in mind. I'm not pointing the finger, and my life is totally different than this, but this is real life for some women, right? Where like your husband is the head of the household. And I'm not saying anyone here has like a bad relationship I'm not saying any of those things. I'm just picturing in my brain, this is the woman that's in my brain right now. I'm going to describe this person to you. There's not a whole lot of support in her household, either emotionally, mentally, spiritually, um, physically. When she tries to do something for herself, she's told she's selfish. And if she's not told that she's selfish, she's made to feel like she's selfish. So then there comes a point when she stops trying to do things for herself because she doesn't want to deal with the backlash or the arguments, or she doesn't want to hear all this stuff. It's just easier just to like push it aside or not do it. I'm thinking of the woman whose home responsibility and or work, whose responsibility is so heavy, and she really doesn't get a whole lot of help from anybody. And if someone does help her, she literally has to practically beg someone, can you please put the dishes away? I don't want to have to ask you one more time. Now you're made to feel like there's something wrong with you. Your expectations are too high. Why are you coming down on me? And you're just like, why didn't you just put the dishes away the first time I asked you? Like that environment. But it's so normal because it's just so normal for a lot of women. That's a realistic environment to live in. And when you're in an environment, when you're in charge of running the household, however, you are not the head of the household, it makes a lot of sense to me that a woman in a situation that is similar to that would find a deep sense of comfort in eating a bowl of ice cream or having little snacks that she keeps for herself. Because you can't have nothing else for yourself, right? Because everything else is based on someone else's expectations. So you have these little things that you have for yourself that's just for you, that you indulge in, where you can have a moment like where you're like away from it. Yes, that goes into emotional eating and all that stuff. But if you look at the root of that situation, it's not emotional. It is emotional eating technically. It's a reflection of the environment that you're in. I don't know who I'm speaking. I'm still didn't get to the point of what I'm going to. Then I thought to myself, oh my God, that woman is lonely. That woman really feels alone. Like, who can you ask for help? Who can you say, I need help? You can't. Like, there's this expectation, right? So, how do you deal with it? Some people deal with it by eating, some people deal with it by, napping all the time. Some people deal with it by just vegging out and watching TV and just getting your mind off of stuff. But the way we deal with things sometimes as women are is what we need to do to survive because we're in an environment of survival. An environment of survival is the opposite of an environment of thriving and nurturing and self-loving and self-care. It's the opposite, which is why I think it's so difficult for so many women to embrace self-care, because what's normal, what feels normal, is I'm not allowed to do that for whatever reason. And I thought to myself, sheesh, like this is real life for some people. And as far as I know, it's not any of you, but I'm painting a picture for you around how environment and relationships directly affect our weight. Because I didn't get to the point yet. And then I think to myself, oh my God, you know what's really important about our health journey? Laughter, laughter, having friendships, having relationships outside of our home that are just ours. That's my point. Women don't have anything. I don't want to say, I don't want to, I'm not generalizing, but I'm just going to say what I have to say, okay? But women don't have anything that's just theirs. We don't have anything that's just for us, right? Like, and maybe you can't relate to this, and if you can't, like, praise God, because this is not a fun place to be in. But there are some women who just don't have anything for themselves, to the extent of you don't even have friends anymore. Like, you don't even have girlfriends to hang out with anymore. You don't have like The only thing you have is the environment that you're in. That's the only thing you have, right? And so it's really hard to create a lifestyle of health and nourishment and movement and nurturing your body and self care when you're in an environment of survival. But that's not even the point. I'm just painting you a picture. This might be deep for some of y'all, but this is really what I think, because how can you really heal if you don't address the root? So this is what I was thinking to myself. There is an aspect of health that a lot of people don't talk about, and that's what we're really going to talk about today. And if you peel back the layer of an onion, let's pretend this is the onion, and the first layer is your weight, right? That's the main thing. You're like, man, I can't lose weight. Okay, all right, great. Let's peel back that onion, right? That's when we're talking about nutrition, we're talking about movement, your sleep, then it's like, okay, well, let's look at your stress level. What's your stress level look like? What's your sleep look like? We're looking at all these things. But there comes a point when we have to evaluate our environment, right? Who are the people we're around? What type of what what does your day-to-day look like, and how is it affecting your habits of how you care for yourself? There's that part. What do your relationships look like, and who do you have that you can lean on for support? Where is that person in your life where you can just laugh and release stress? Where is that, like, fun, the fun of, we can, as human beings, we connect with people. We need connection. But I feel like there's a lot of us who are very lonely, and we don't have relationships like we used to. And when I'm looking at the different aspects of health, one of the aspects of health that a lot of people never talk about, that's really important, and it connects everything, is our purpose. Purpose is a major part of our health. It's a major part of our health. And I had a conversation today with Amber, and it had nothing to do with any of this stuff, but we were kind of talking for a little bit, and I don't remember exactly what how it came up and what we were talking about, because we were talking about our health journey and stuff, whatever, right? Like we were sharing about walking and going to the gym, all that kind of stuff. And I I said, for some of us here, for some of us here, this right here, us right here, this group right here is the one thing that we have for ourselves, which is why it's so important to us and so valuable to us. Now, that's not true for everybody, right? But for some of us, it's like when you don't have anything of your own and you buy your special treats that you hide in your house. And like when you're like in it, you can go and have your special treat. And it's like the one thing that's for you, and you feel good in the moment, and you're like in this place. That's what our chat is for some of us here. It's like that. It's this, in my opinion, for some of us, this learning a new lifestyle of health is you tapping into finding your purpose. Let me explain to you. How many of you, raise your hand, how many of you have ever actively and consistently made an effort to put yourself first? Actively and intentionally made an effort to put yourself first for an extensive period of time. Some of us have been together since January. So it's like month 8 of you actively putting yourself first. How many of you have done that before? Where you have spent 8 months of your life actively putting yourself first. Where you now are in a position where some of the things that you're doing for yourself have become non-negotiable, and it looks different for everybody. But some of the things that you have done for yourself have become non-negotiable. I know that I can count on Berta K Monday through Friday being on the first person on Zoom every single morning to work out. Count on it. I can count on it. I just moved to a new apartment, and I happen to live where Amber lives. And if I'm on the balcony around 9 a.m., I can guarantee you that she and her mother are going to be walking around about around 9 a.m. Guarantee it. Absolutely. Right. Um, I know that every day, my time around 5-ish, I know for a fact that Kelly is going to drop her workout video and her food picture in the chat every day. Because for some of us, this has become something that gives us purpose. Purpose is a very big part of our overall health. Purpose and fulfillment and contribution. Contribution, fulfillment, and purpose are major parts of our health. And if we are in an environment where we have been surviving for a very long time and probably have been told or have been made to believe that we should even be grateful for the fact that we are in an environment where we get to survive, right? Or we just think it's normal and that's just what it means to be a woman and that's what my life is and that's just the way it is and I made it this long so I'm gonna keep on going and that's just what it is. For some of us, for the first time, we have a different type of purpose. How does it make Kelly feel every day when she posts her video working out? How many people in the beta chat see Kelly post her video every day and are inspired by her? There's purpose there. How many of us, how many of us see people in the morning posting their walk and you feel inspired and you feel proud to be a part of something where women are like really taking care of themselves, right? That feels really good, right? But I don't think a lot of people talk about how purpose and fulfillment and contribution are some of the biggest parts of our health journey because at the end of the day, you can eat perfect. You can exercise every day. You can go for walks, you can sleep like a baby, you can drink water. Your stress could be completely like elite, like just you're a woosah, like you're doing all the things, you look exactly how you want to look, you're the size you want to be, that scale is scaling, you know what I mean, all that stuff, but you have no purpose, you have no fulfillment, and you contribute to nothing, and you don't feel like you're a part of anything because you're in this isolated bubble of life. That's not healthy either, is my point. It's not healthy either. And what I would like to introduce to you guys, I know this is like all over the place, but there's a point to this because I want to introduce to you another layer of the onion of your health that is more valuable than just the number on the scale, than just a number on the scale. Because I know that many of us here have lost weight really fast before. You were so excited, you were so proud of yourself. You were like, oh, I did that. And then there comes a point when your metabolic rate catches up with the things that you did to lose the weight and your metabolism starts to slow down. And now, in order to maintain that weight, you must go even more extreme in your activity and what you were doing. And then your metabolism, it adjusts again, right? It feels like you're working against your body. And there comes a point for a lot of people, a lot of women, where you gradually gain the weight back and all that excitement, all of that pride, all of that, happy and joy around the way you looked goes right out the window because now you feel like a failure, you feel like you lost, you feel like what's wrong with you. You're like, like there's this like yo-yo dieting with the scale. Losing weight and gaining weight and losing weight and gaining weight is not just a number on the scale. It's also an emotional roller coaster. 100%. It's also an emotional and a mental roller coaster of self-doubt, of self-esteem, of self-love. There's all this stuff that comes with it, right? But I want to show you guys something different. And this is something that you guys are helping me with too, because I kind of had a light bulb moment today and I was like, oh my God, for some people, for me, for me, us, our group, our chat, our Zooms, us hee hee ha ha, our morning workouts and seeing the pictures of you guys exercising and seeing you walking and us checking on each other in the chat and lifting each other up. And we may not always be in the chat all the time, but we check in every day and we check on just knowing someone's checking on you every day. I need you guys to understand that this, what we have done and what we have created, is 100% my purpose. For me, this is fulfillment. For me, this is contribution. And just how for some of you, this is like your one thing for you. It's this one thing for you. I want you to understand that part of healing all the stuff that you went through with your weight, your body, the way you look, maybe the things your husband has said to you, maybe the things your kids have said to you, not taking pictures when your kids were little because you didn't want to be in the photos, all those things. Not going to the wedding because you couldn't find anything that fit you that you felt comfortable wearing, not going to the beach because you don't want to put on a bathing suit, like all of those things. I hope that you can see, because I didn't really see it this way until today, but I hope that you can see that this process of creating a lifestyle is actually you reconnecting with you in a way that brings purpose back to your spirit. Think about that for a second, because I feel like that's deep, but I could cry for a second. Like, think about that for a second. And it is deep because nobody talks about it. I'm gonna cry and I'm gonna talk about it because I don't care. Because listen, it's so deep because lack of purpose. Why? Because we go through life surviving. We go through work to survive. We get through the day so we can finally get home. Then we come home. We have to deal with all the stuff at home, right? And as a woman, and maybe I'm generalizing, but as a woman, we are expected, whether we're told this or it's unintentional and it's unspoken, whether spoken or unspoken, we are expected to manage and maintain and get stuff done. Period. In the end, right? And when you have that much responsibility, there for most of us at our age, there was no time to put yourself first. We didn't have the luxury. There was no luxury of it. And so we spent majority of our lives not even thinking about our purpose, not even thinking about what's fulfilling to me. Are you kidding me? Who has time for that? I have to make sure this is done and that is done and this is done and that is done. And when you are shutting down your own needs for the sake of other people for a very long time, how can any person expect to feel balanced, whole, and complete from the inside out? Like, how do we even expect that of ourselves? Like, no wonder we have a hard time losing weight. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, no wonder we have a hard time losing weight. We think it's just our weight. Oh, I eat too much. Okay, well, maybe, I don't know. But nah, there's a reason for that. It goes deeper than that, is what I'm trying to say. It goes deeper than that. And so when you're thinking about your health, I want you to think about this week, for this week coming up. I want you to think about what part of this process is purposeful to you. What part of this process is purposeful to you? What part of what we're doing makes you feel like you're contributing to something? What part of this makes you feel fulfilled? And if you can't feel it yet, you don't have that for yourself, I want you to watch the other people in the chat and in the group and see how other people are finding their purpose, and see how other people, and I don't mean like finding their purpose in life, but I am saying that their purpose in life. Let me explain to you why. I don't know how to articulate this, but I'm going to find it. Because our purpose in life is walking in the light that God gave to us. But how can you walk in that when you're sick and you're surviving and you're struggling to get through and you're just trying to manage shit and like you can't figure this out, so you're doing the best that you can? How can you thrive in the light that belongs to you when you are literally trying to survive in the dark? How how So I can give you tips on nutrition, I can give you tips on hydration, but anytime I ever talk to any of you, what's the thing that I always ask you? How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? Because what I really hope for everybody here is that you're learning how to feel good again. And not to say that people came here not feeling good, because we all have good aspects of our lives and we all have like happy things to be grateful for. Like our lives are not miserable lives. Not, well, not for, everybody goes through things, but like I don't want to make the paint a picture of just misery and just like, oh God, I have no purpose. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that when you dedicate yourself to a lifestyle of health and you are committed to daily habits of your health, there is purpose in that for you. That's what I'm trying to say. There's purpose in that, which is why it feels so good that 8 months in, you're walking. A year ago, if I had said, go for a walk every day, you're like, but for what? What's a walk gonna do? A walk ain't gonna do anything. You wouldn't even done a walk because for some of us in our brain, if we're not exercising, going to the gym 3, 4, 5 days a week, then what's the point of even doing anything? It's not going to do anything anyway. But like some of you are have come a really long way, and the reason why you keep with it and you stay committed to it is because every time you keep your commitment to yourself and keep your word to yourself, it taps you in closer to your purpose of caring and loving for yourself. Does that make sense what I'm saying? And so I want you to do some homework and I want you to ask yourself what part of your health journey is giving you a sense of purpose? Because when you ever, have you guys ever been, everybody, most of you on here have been in network marketing, yes? Most of you? You know, in network marketing, when they tell you define your why, and women have a real hard time. They're like, my why? What do you, I don't know. I mean, I like the product. What do you mean? I like the product and, I can make some money and, you know, but, but you're not really attached to the, like you have, any, has, okay, let's do it this way. Who here has been in network marketing before and you have been asked, what is your why? And you had a hard time figuring it out. Raise your hand if you had a hard time figuring it out. And because you had a hard time figuring out your why, it was difficult for you to stay passionate about the project you were working on. Yes or no? Yeah. Like there's like you like what you're doing, you like your product, you like your team, you like it, you enjoy it. That's why you stayed or you stuck around or whatever, right? But the passion and the fire behind it, maybe in the beginning, but then it like kind of goes away, right? And what do people say? You need to find your why. What people are really saying is you need to find your purpose in it. In your health journey, when it becomes a lifestyle because you have found your purpose in learning how to take care of yourself. There is a purpose in it. There is a fire in it. There is a passion in you going for your walk every day, non-negotiable. There's a passion in Berta K picking up them dumbbells every single morning. She is not playing. She don't wait for us. Denise was like, you guys, are we gonna plank? And Berta K was outside. She's like, I did that already. I couldn't wait for y'all. I'm outside. She's on that Zoom to get her workout done. And that's what she does because she has a passion for it. She has a fire behind her because there's a purpose in that workout for her that goes above and beyond the number on the scale. But it's something that it was like an onion. I literally watched it happen with her. I literally watched the pieces of the onion pull back, pull back, pull back, pull back. And now she has things that she's not. Now, listen, there are things that she's non negotiable. She has a passion for. I'm not saying she's perfect. She does everything perfect. She's just like everybody else. We all are. We all have things that we tell ourselves. I wrote a post about it today. I messed up. I failed. I didn't do this right. But the thing that gets you back on track and the thing that will make her show up tomorrow on that Zoom with those dumbbells, the thing that will make Kelly do her workout by herself and record it again is the purpose that she feels when she's doing the thing to take care of her health. That is the thing that keeps you going to create a lifestyle, which is not the same thing as dieting to lose weight. It's not the same thing. There has to be a passion, a purpose behind what it is you're doing. And in my opinion, that passion is like, damn it, I'm putting myself first. I love myself enough to take care of my body. Exercise is not a punishment for what you ate. Exercise is not a I'm in this group with these women who are on a health journey, and this young mother has two little babies at home. The girl has to be 25 years old, okay? She's as thin as me. She got a little baby bump because she has a 3-month-old, okay? 25. She says, I walk 2 hours a day with the babies in the double stroller. I go to the gym 6 days a week and do strength training. I jog around my neighborhood 4 days a week. I'm only eating 1,200 calories a day. I eat really healthy, and she did. She showed pictures. But she ate a handful of iceberg lettuce with a sprinkle of chicken on top and 2 tomatoes that she counted and 2 cucumber slices that she counted. She's doing all the things that she was taught to do to lose weight. And she's like, I am determined to get my body back. What am I doing wrong? And I was like, honey, number one, your body's not healed yet. You just created an entire life. Okay. An entire life. Your body's not even healed yet. I said, but maybe consider that you may be putting your body under too much stress when it's trying to heal. You're over exercising, you're under eating, you're not even eating enough nutrition to support that amount of exercise. You're exercising more than a professional athlete, but you're starving your body in nutrition and it's causing a lot of stress. Plus, you have an infant, you're not sleeping. Come on, she's not sleeping. She's doing all the things, but she's doing everything wrong. How many of us have been there before? You're doing all the things and you're doing everything wrong, and you're like, what am I doing? What is wrong with me? Because you're focused on dieting and the scale instead of taking the baby steps of the daily activities to allow your body to heal, to slowly and progressively reach a goal in a way that you can maintain it for the rest of your life. Why? Because there's purpose in you learning how to love yourself. That's my point. This goes above and beyond losing weight, is my point. And I'm telling you that women have a hard time with losing weight because you're in an environment that triggers you to survive through it. You either have relationships with people around you that just burn you up inside or make you feel awful about yourself one way or another, and you have too little relationships that lift you up, make you laugh, make you feel good, where you're having fun, right? You don't have friends no more. You just sit in the house all the time, right? With whoever you live with or whatever, going along with whatever that person says. There are moments of isolation where you try to make yourself feel good, and you used to make yourself feel good with treats and snacks. But here we are on this health journey, so you don't have that anymore. So where are you finding your fulfillment? Where are you finding your purpose? In our chat, in our group, with us, with each other. And if you're not finding that here, I want you to look at the people who are and find some joy in that you are a part of something that is contributing. to a lot of women learning how to love themselves and heal themselves. For some of us, for the first time. And that doesn't look like losing 40 pounds in 3 months. And I don't care how enticing that is on the internet when you see somebody's like, I lost 50 pounds in 2 months, and this is what I used to, and I just buy this for me. That's called marketing. Stop it. That's called marketing. And you don't know what people do to get drastic results so they can sell you a product. That's not me. That's not me. Are there product? If you want a drastic result really fast with a product, go get Ozempic. Go get Ozempic because that's exactly what it's going to do. It's going to completely shut down your hunger hormones, completely turn them off so that you don't eat. When you do eat, you're going to get nauseous, you're going to throw up, you may even be constipated or have diarrhea chronically. 50% of the weight that people lose when they use a weight loss drug is muscle mass. When you lose your muscle mass, you also are deeply disrupting your mitochondria and your metabolic health because your muscle is directly related to your metabolism. So you have all these people who've lost weight really, really fast. They're like, "Oh my God, this is great. I love how I look," but you feel miserable. You may even be suicidal because that is a side effect of the medication. A lot of people are coming off of it now because they can't take the side effects, but they didn't preserve their muscle, so they never exercised. They never learned how to eat to fuel their body because what the medicine does is it turns off your hunger hormones, so you just don't eat anything. So imagine you're eating 500 calories a day for a year and you're size 4 and you're like, I look the way I looked in college, but you are sick and suicidal. That's great. You can't take it anymore, so you decide to get off the medicine, and then your hunger comes back like this. So now you jump into eating 1,500 calories a day, but your metabolic health has slowed down to 500 calories a day. So guess what happens? They went through all of that just to gain their weight back when in the first place, if they just built their muscle, went for a walk, ate some vegetables, managed their stress, learned how to sleep, right? And just took small daily steps to take care of themselves long term, they wouldn't have to go through all that stuff. But I understand. And listen, I think that medicine is great for some people. I'm not gonna lie. If you're 600 pounds and you really have a hard time and you overeat, yes, girl, take those Epic. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I have no problem with people who are medically sick and need help losing weight. But we all know somebody here who was not medically ill, who was not extremely obese, who literally was like, I'm trying to go on vacation in 3 months. I want to lose a little bit of weight. And that they're, you know what I'm saying? Like that person. But I'm whatever. Do what you want. My point is that when you actually learn what it takes for you to be healthy and balanced, there is purpose in every single thing that you do because you're doing it to honor yourself. Nobody can take that away from you. You can't say, oh, this supplement, oh, it's a supplement. No, it was you. You can't say, oh, it was this drink, it was this pill, it was this shot, it was this thing. Oh, it was Weight Watchers. Oh, how'd you do it? It was Weight Watchers. Nope. Berta K can 100% with her full chest be like, no, I did that. No, I got up every single day and I picked up them dumbbells every single day, right? Kelly can say, oh, no, I walk every day. No, 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 no. Do I take supplements? Sure, I do. They help me. They make me feel good. I have mental clarity, I have energy and all that stuff. But you better believe that I look and feel the way I do because I learned how to love myself first. That's what a lifestyle is. That's what a lifestyle is. And I wanted to talk about the lifestyle because you hear on the internet all the time, oh, this is a lifestyle. But does anyone ever talk to you really? What does it mean to create a lifestyle? It means that you find the purpose in you loving yourself from the inside out, no matter how long it takes and forever for the rest of your life. No more. I know, listen, I understand. I understand some of us live with people who are not like, who are a little grumpy or like give us a hard time or whatever. But just be mindful that sometimes, and this is my last word before we unmute and ask questions and all that. But sometimes women have the habit of blaming themselves for all of it. We blame ourselves for all of it when I don't know what Minister Amber said this morning on Rise and Shine devotional. If you don't listen to her, you should. But I promise you, she said something like, sometimes you lose it on people, right? Sometimes you, she didn't say it like this. I'm paraphrasing for a second. This is my takeaway from it. She said, sometimes you lose it on people. This is not what she said. She said something today that reminded me of something that I thought. What she said was, you can't go through life just blaming everybody else for everything that happens to you because sometimes it's you. That's what she said. And the thought that I had was, yeah, well, sometimes some people need to be cussed out. Because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's not you. But women tend to take it all, oh, it's me, it's me. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's your husband. I'm just saying. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's not. And when I say your kids, maybe it's your kids calling you to babysit the grandkids again, but you're like, no, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Maybe it's your kids like, Mom, can I use the car again? No, no, ma'am. Right? Like sometimes it is us and sometimes it's not. But sometimes women have this thing where you just blame yourself for everything. When some of those things don't belong to you, put them down, is all I'm saying. Put it down. It doesn't belong to you anymore. You don't got time for that. You gotta go for a walk. That's what I'm saying, right? We meal prepping, so we don't have time for that. Not that we don't have time for it. You can't just like, but us taking care of ourselves, prioritizing our lifestyle, embracing this journey that we're on will 100% help each and every one of us manage the environments that we're in a better way. Okay. I know I went left and know I went all over the place, but I'm telling you, purpose. I have written on my, how I do. I started writing notes, then I was like, came to purpose, and I started right there. I was like, that's it. That's what we're talking about tonight. There's purpose in what we're doing here. And you guys should be proud of yourselves. You should be proud of yourself for sticking with a daily routine, even if it's not perfect. It's never perfect. Go read my post today if you think it is, because it's not. It's never perfect. But it's how often do you just pick up where you left off and keep going and keep going? Okay, so it's 8:53. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. If you have to go, have a great night. But if you want to stay and ask questions and unmute, have a little bit of coffee talk, I would love to do that with you guys and check up on you, see how you're doing, see how you're feeling. And I feel overwhelmed. I'm going to tell you why I feel overwhelmed because I know exactly why. Um, Yesterday was my nephew's birthday, and that's why I'm off. My nephew passed away. He had a heart attack. Well, his heart stopped 2 years ago, the day before Tyler's birthday. He was 23, and yesterday was his birthday. So I'm like, that's what it is. That's what happened. Nick's birthday yesterday. Anywho, so if anybody would like to unmute and ask a question, get some coaching, share, celebrate yourself, something you're proud of, something you're working through. You need help with anything, this is your time to unmute. If not, don't feel funny if you have to go. Amber,
Hey,
I mean,
hello everyone. So for me, I just have to be mindful because it's being recorded. I just have to be careful
oh, hold
with
on.